Um, this is just going to be some random astrology talk, specifically about how in relationships. Now, I'm not a relationship guru by any means, nor do I care to be. I'm just sharing my insight when it comes to the zodiac signs and the combinations that are created when you mingle with another person. So, when you look at the elements in astrology, we have sextiles, and within the name, what it says is being a sextile means that the energies are kind of flowing in a way that it is reciprocal, like they have something that you need. Like, for example, fire elements tend to be a sextile to air elements. The only situations where this isn't true is when it is the opposite sign. But when it's not, it's a sextile. Just like water and earth, the water and earth elements are a sextile with each other as well. But the only situation where it's not is when it's the opposite sign. So that's in relationships. If you take this into relationships, right? A lot of times in astrology, they try to tell you that earth goes with water, air goes with fire, but then people will start noticing like they might hate earth types might hate water types, or you know fire types might hate air signs, etc. But the thing is, the way I look at this is, it doesn't really matter who you're with. It just matters how you're utilizing the energy. If you're utilizing the energy properly, then the relationship can actually go very smoothly. But each individual has to work with their strengths and work at the utilize the energy in a way where they're not being the negative attributes of that zodiac sign or the negative attributes of that element. And when you're not doing that, and you recognize the energies that you come with and the energies that the other person comes with, and you try to mix that energy to make a new energy, that's when you two can actually go very far. Now, this first example that I will use is just in a fire and air relationship. So in a fire and air relationship, most of the time they would say that that's a good combination, because air can breathe, into the fire and allow the fire to grow. But air can also blow out the fire. So in a relationship where, if a fire sign and an air sign is together in a relationship, it is that air sign's duty to bring ideas, information, knowledge to the fire sign so that the fire sign can grow brighter and brighter and brighter. And with that brightness, that fire will now attract people to it, because people are going to be interested, like, whoa, that's a huge fire going on. How did it get so big? Because it's a lot of air. Now, that's when it's a positive air sign. But when it's a negative air sign affecting the fire sign, then this air sign is giving the fire sign negative thoughts, negative information that takes them nowhere. And so what does this do? This puts the fire out. It's like too much air that's not good for it. So the fire got blown out. So if you're an air sign and you're dating a fire sign, and this fire sign isn't shining, isn't bright, happy, and beaming, and they're not, attracting people towards them just off of their aura, 9 times out of 10, you're not doing them the service. You're not giving them the ideas that they need. You're not giving them the information that they need. You're probably making fun of them. You're probably trying to dim their light in some way or contain them. And so you two probably shouldn't be together. Or fix that about yourself. Stop trying to dim their light. Stop trying to blow out their candle. So that's where it can go wrong. um, Another combination, let's go to the water and earth combination. Now, these are just my opinions. Like I said, I'm not a relationship guru. This is just my opinions on the elements and how to work with them effectively. So with water and earth, when you take water and earth, um, with earth and water, what earth does for water is earth gives water a shape. It is like pouring water in a glass, pouring water in a pool. It gives the emotions that water comes with, it gives it meaning, purpose to utilize that emotion. So if the earth sign, male or female, in the relationship isn't providing that for the water sign, then it's probably not a good relationship, to be honest. Doesn't mean that that earth sign female has to be taking care of that male water sign. It just means that they should be acting on their practical nature and helping that water sign to be more practical. At least do that. Give it shape, you know? And when that water sign gets that shape, then they can utilize, then they'll wake up with a motivation. They'll wake up with a need to, they'll wake up with their emotions in place because they see there's something stable to put their emotions in. And you will see there will be more consistency from this person because when they wake up, their emotions aren't all over the place. It's like when you pour water on a table, you just pour it on the ground, it just spreads out all over. It gets all over the place. There's no container. So if the energies would just do that, if you would work with your strengths and utilize your energies like that, then you wouldn't have an issue. But most people, they get lost in whatever ideal society has told them, and so they don't act on their nature. They don't act out who they really are and maximize that, use their strengths. They use like what society told them they should be. But if you looked at your chart and use your strengths, then you wouldn't run into these issues. So now the negative thing that can come about when earth is with water is the earth sign isn't providing stability to this water sign. As a matter of fact, this earth sign it is making the water muddy. It's making it difficult for this water to see. It's contaminating this water. We're making muddy water now. That's not good for anybody, because now the emotions, it's like you're constantly gripping the ground and the earth, the stability from underneath them. They think they can trust you, but then you show them that they cannot. So you're making muddy water. You're making confusion in the emotion. In that situation, male or female, whether it's the earth sign is a male or a female, in that situation, you're doing the water sign at this service. Now, it can also, obviously, the water sign could be bringing too much emotion, too much water, and causing the mud as well. So I forgot to mention that fire sign that I was talking about, it could be burning too hot and, absorbing too much air, or burning the air, heating up the air too much. So the water sign and the fire sign can be overly doing their elements as well, but obviously you got to find a balance within that. But this is just my opinion. I could go deeper into this topic. I think I might just do one more combination. Actually, two more combinations. So water and fire. Water and fire is oftentimes thought of as energies that cannot mix, but they actually mix very well. They represent the yin energy. So when you put water and fire together, the situation that can occur is either A, the water puts the fire out, B, the fire evaporates the water completely without even leaving any evidence of smoke, of steam or even a cloud. It just completely evaporates and disappears. Or B, they create a sustainable steam energy. Now, if a water sign and a fire sign are together, and they're not, because this energy, when they combine and they create like a steam-like energy, if they're not together and they're not creating all the time, they're not being passionate all the time, they're not being highly spiritual all the time, they're doing themselves a disservice. They should be extremely creative. They should be extremely spiritual in this connection. Now, if they're not doing that, if the water is putting out the fire every time, putting out the passion in the relationship, if the fire is burning all the emotions out, meaning not really focusing so much on the tenderness and the lovingness of the relationship, more just being passionate all the time and angry, then they're doing it a disservice. There has to be a balance. There has to be steam, has to be created. We should focus more on our creativity and our spirituality, and that's how this relationship can reach the pinnacle of what it could be. Now, you can take, let's go to earth and air. This will be the last one. So with earth and air, if the earth sign is, imagine a stone, a boulder that isn't going anywhere, and you have the air that keeps on blowing on it, but it can't budge this boulder. If the air sign cannot give this earth sign information that is useful, that is, able to lift it up into the air so that it can travel, then what's the point? If you're just giving it useless, non-practical information, then y'all shouldn't be together. You got to fix that. That's something that needs to be fixed, is what I'm trying to get at. Like, it's not that you shouldn't be together, it's just fix that and you would see the relationship go far. And that's the negative quality of that relationship. Or the boulder or the earth sign is being too stubborn, way too sturdy, and won't budge. That earth sign needs to learn how to deteriorate more, become more like sand, become more like dirt, so that it can be blown away and still be stable. It's still stable bits, but it can also travel with the wind and land wherever it needs to be. Because mobile earth, think of it, it's like if you're able to move, because earth also represents money. It represents physical, tangible things you can hold in your hand. So if the wind can take the money places, that means this air can take the money around the world. It can circulate your money. Now you're not just making money where you're at and just being stuck here as a boulder. You're taking this boulder and you're flying it around the world. You're making money around the world. You're making finances around the world. So now, if these two signs focus on that, focus on being stable, but also being communicative and being able to travel the world with that energy, they are a success. It's a successful relationship. That's the pinnacle of where they could take it to. So I hope this video was informative. Hope I wasn't like all over the place. Appreciate you guys listening. Peace.